Fantastic. Cannot wait till we get our first couple of viewers here and get underway with the Sharks versus the Avalanche. So, big game for the Avs in that they're just trying to rebound and sort of get back to what was making them successful earlier on. And for the Sharks, I mean, 2 more games here till the All-Star break. This is their shot at going, reaching the NHL 500 plateau, which isn't really much of a plateau. It's not really a big milestone by any means, but at the end of the day, they need to rack up wins if they want to still stay in this. And, you know, with just how much competition there is in the Pacific Division, things are looking tougher than even I expected. So, yeah. Anyway, we got a couple people here in the chat. Hello. Feel free to say hi, and hope you can join us for at least some of this game here. Obviously, it's still the pregame, and puck drop will be probably around 6:10 or so. So yeah, looking forward to. Hello, hockey fan. How you doing? Thank you for joining the stream here. I forget whereabouts you're based. I can't quite recall if you're here in the Bay Area or California. But nonetheless, it's always good to have people returning to the stream, of course. So yeah, hopefully we can get some folks in here. Hopefully we can get some a few subscribers, new subs. That'd be awesome because we're just a few away from hitting. Yeah, that's right, California. We're just a few away from hitting 400 on the channel. So it'd be cool if we could get a bunch of new viewers for this. Even if I have to. Like, if we get a new subscriber, I would literally take a shot of whiskey every time we get a new sub. But yeah, that's how we do things on here. We celebrate responsibly. That's for sure. Anyway, cheers. Thanks for joining the live stream. Also, joining the live stream here, we've got the one, the only. Come up. Cortana. There she is. Hey, boo. Yep. And as usual, when the Sharks score a goal, and I hope they score a few tonight, she gets a goal treat, just like this. That's a good girl. Good job. All right. I saw some highlights of the last game the Avs had, and just watching McKinnon from the point just sidestep his way around defenders. I know, obviously, McDavid is like the most electric player in the NHL, but I mean, McKinnon is still right up there, and it's scary because both those guys, McDavid, I think, just turned 23. I think McKinnon is like 25, I want to say, and that means he's just entering his prime. So pretty amazing there. Yep. He certainly is, yeah. Definitely one of my favorite players to watch off the Sharks. So yeah, like outside the Sharks. I'm hoping that we can. Wow, it's a really green pocket square that Jamie Baker is wearing. It's almost like something you'd wear on St. Patrick's Day. All right, I'm gonna see if I can paste get a live link here so I can share this with people. But let's see. Just pardon me a moment while I figure this out. Maybe one of the coldest days that I've had in California here so far. I mean, this year, that is. Of course, cold to us is like 50 degrees. But there we go. Shareable link. Bam. There we go. Now I can share this with people on Twitter. There we go. Excellent. All right. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, there's just showing some stats here. We have nobody near a point a game. It's crazy. Hey, what's up, girl? No. You're not getting any just yet. The game has to start first. Okay. You know, I mean, I look at it this way though. Even though our record isn't that good, the key thing is Radim Šimik is healthy. Yeah, I know our captain and best player in the playoffs is injured, but we got Šimik. So that's all that matters, because our record with Šimik is so much better than when he's out of the lineup. So yeah, hopefully our successes with him in the lineup can continue. Oddly enough, I saw a stat today as well, or a tweet from the Barracuda. Apparently, Trevor Carrick is tied in scoring among defensemen in the AHL, which is surprising because Carrick, he can play both ends of the ice, but he wasn't known for his offensive upside. So it's good to see. Yeah, I know. I want Trevor Carrick to get called up at some point, maybe next year. Can you lie down? Can you lie down? Thanks, girl. You get a pet. Redeem Shimmick equals wins. Exactly. Well, no, I just like the style of hockey he plays too. I mean, I know he's not an all-star defenseman by any means, but he simplifies the game, and you need more than just one person like that on the Sharks when the defense is. It's not the coverage so much for Carlson and Burns. To me, it's what they do once they're near the puck and have a chance to get it out of the zone and start a transition. Hey there! What's happening, Diamond? Thanks for stopping by. Do you have a horse in the race here? Are you a fan of either of these teams? I mean, frankly, even though I'm a Sharks fan, I mean, I do like the Avs. If the Sharks don't turn a corner and make the playoffs, I would be more than happy seeing Colorado do well. By the way, pardon the background noise. I live by a train station, so there you go. There we go. So yeah, when I looked at this game against Arizona, I chalk it up to some poor mistakes that the team made trying to clear the puck out of the zone. I mean, sure, Arizona can pressure, but there were simpler plays that they could have made. And that's haunted the Sharks fairly consistently for the last 2 seasons. But, at least the coverage is getting better for the team, I think. Hey, how you doing, Nick? Did you have a good time at the last Hawks game you went to? You saw them play the Flames, right? All right, so the official pregame is starting now, like the before the puck drops. So we got a few minutes until we actually kick this game off. Yeah, the game was fun. That's cool, man. I do want to go to a game at the United Center one of these days. This year, it doesn't look like I'm going to any new stadiums, unfortunately, or new arenas. If I do, I don't think the Sharks play the Kings or the Ducks on a weekend, unfortunately. So that's like the closest I could get. Colorado, I mean, this is, if I could have picked a game, this would have been the one. This could have been one of them. Because, the 3-day weekend coming up and whatnot. Plus, I have friends in Denver, but, you spend your money on other things like jerseys. But yeah. Hey. Did anybody see any pictures on Twitter or anything of Peter DeBoer wearing Golden Knights gear? That just doesn't look right, man. It looks so weird. I wonder how long they had been, speaking with him about the prospect of coaching there in the first place, and how what their sort of criteria was for relieving Gallant of his duties. Obviously, people reacted really strongly against such a decision being made, and I certainly empathize, even with the Knights fans. It's baffling. Absolutely. Oh, nice. Heck yeah, that's cool, Nick. That's a beautiful jersey, isn't it? I'm going to scoot this a little bit closer so I can see your chats. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Yeah. Should we hire Gallant? Well, can't say no. And I want to make a video on this too, especially with the timeliness of Gallant's departure. There are going to be some great coaching candidates in the NHL this next season. Gallant should be one of them. I know that obviously, Seattle's going to have to hire a coach, and they already have Ron Francis as their GM. Firing Gallant was a joke. I mean, it seems like it to me, right? And I watched Jason from Post to Post when he made a video about it and saying, like, this is just an owner who got, his expectations were, hey, if we go to the Cup final, we should be playing at that level all the time, and didn't factor this idea of them being an expansion team. Vegas has been very inconsistent over the past couple of seasons. I do attribute some of that to injury, Not to mention, I mean, they don't have a blue chip defenseman. Nate Schmidt was the closest you can get to that. And I don't even think their defensive problems were what was killing them either. It was actually more of an inconsistency offensively, I would say, but that's just me. Coach is the next to lose their job. I was thinking about that as well. Before the season started, I said, okay, the first coach who's going to go is Boudreau. Because Minnesota, just going into this season, I thought they needed a full, clean slate. I don't know if they could have bought out Suter or Parisi or anything, but they needed to start making some huge changes. And then what happened was they fired Paul Fenton. They bring in Bill Guerin. Bill Guerin's, he wants to see what it's like working with the pieces he has already. He keeps Boudreau, and he says, no, his job is safe. I still think in the offseason there's a chance Boudreau moves on. He's coached in the Western Conference with other teams like Anaheim. And so I think that Boudreau even will be approached by the Sharks, frankly, if he's fired. Possibly, Laviolette's going to be another coaching candidate that people are after. And, Claude Julien, he's been part of a team that's really disappointed after a pretty good start to the season. So, yeah, there are a lot of factors going into it. Colleton should go next. Yeah. I mean, now that you have a handful of really good coaching, resumes to review, why wouldn't you, be on the phone with him right now? Could you relegate Colleton back to Rockford, perhaps? Hey, what's happening, Nordy? How are things going on your channel? So have you guys heard about some of the enhancements they're making to the All-Star game? I heard some. I haven't followed that closely, but I heard about, for one, there's going to be a contest where players fire pucks from the seats and try to hit targets on the ice or something like that. I don't know. That seems pretty fun to me if you're actually there. Besides, the skills contest is way more fun than the actual All-Star game. At least seeing that in person. The All-Star games, the little 3-on-3 skirmishes, I don't really care for that. Not so much. Coach Q was named the best coach of the 2010s. Yeah, it'd be hard to name anybody else who could compete with him. I mean, Daryl Sutter wasn't coaching the Kings all that time, I don't think. Most of it, yeah. But even so, they had a couple down years. The Hawks under Coach Q were always really good. So, yeah, I think that's a rightful honor. Yep, this is probably, I want to say, well, maybe this is not the final commercial break before the actual puck drops. But, yeah. Just wanted to stop by and see what's going on. Should the Sharks hire Gallant? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure other people coming into the chat will ask me that throughout tonight too. I mean, I don't know. I mean, with Gallant, I think what's interesting is how well he got Vegas to play defensively collectively. As I was saying a few minutes earlier, Vegas's defensive talent, it's not that flashy, but the forwards, William Karlsson, for example, Cody Eakin, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare when he was on the team, Carrier, they as a unit, as forwards, do a really good job of supporting the defense. So, whoever gets Gallant, I would expect would have a similar system in play like that. Of course, it also depends on personnel. Do you have size? Do you have physicality? And with Vegas, I mean, they always did have physicality. Even the smaller guys would throw hits, like even Jonathan Marchessault would throw hits. Cody Eakin's not a big guy by any means. He's one of the more physical players for his size. Yeah, Jones is in net. He's been better since Bugner and Nabokov came aboard. But, yeah, I mean, there's a reason why Dell's been starting much more frequently. And, I mean, Dell has almost – you could almost say he's single-handedly won us a couple of games too. And so it's kind of interesting getting goaltending like that in the regular season because we haven't had that in a while. But I absolutely, applaud Nabokov for stepping in and asserting himself. And he's worked with Aaron Dell before at the Barracuda. So, that's good that Dell had that sense of familiarity. And now, Dell's, let's say we don't look so hot after, going into the All-Star break. Yeah, we could possibly get a trade going so that we can get a draft pick for Aaron Dell. This is the last year on his deal. All right. Yep. Yeah, and if you guys need to drop out, for dinner or for late night work or something like that, go for it. But of course, I appreciate even if you can stick around for 5 minutes. That's fantastic. Oh, wow! I didn't even know Tim Heed was in the lineup tonight. Is that because is Burns out? Is that what it is? I didn't, or are we dressing 7 defensemen? I wasn't paying attention. Sharks could sign Gallant, Laviolette, Babcock. But Babcock, I think that he wants to be in the spotlight, though. He's coached in Toronto and Detroit. Oh, my goodness. And they score. Wow. Just a simple dangle around the defender and slides it 5-hole. And that is a absolutely pathetic way for this game to get started for San Jose. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. My goodness. Well, the Sharks are probably in for a long night then. Yep, just that scooted out through the neutral zone. Goes around Burns. Let's see. Yeah, Burns just didn't have his edges to make an acceleration toward the defender, toward Nichushkin. And that's one shot and one goal, and that's it. That's, it's looking like, especially last year against Jones. Sign Don Cherry. That is clearly the answer. All right. Thanks for stopping by, Nordy. We'll see you later. Yep. So it's just crazy how often the Sharks, especially earlier this season and all of last season, were giving up goals in the opening minute even. And yeah, I mean, Rantanen just throws it toward the net and Jones can't make a clean save. Not necessarily because he's rattled, but it's almost as if he's already rattled, which is pretty crappy. Yeah. Yeah, you said it, man. Yeah, things are off to a pretty abysmal start in that sense. And it's not like it was a BS goal or a lucky bounce or anything like that. It was just like, you just got beat, Here you are, way out of the playoff race. And, where's the tenacity? One guy who's been bringing tenacity recently, actually, Jumbo's line has been playing a lot better. Thornton and Sorensen, and I guess LeBanc, even though I think I just saw Melker Karlsson out there. That's why I got this whiskey here. It'll help get me through this game. So that was the 30th time this year that the Avalanche have scored first in their games. 30th time. So that's 2 times every 3 games, basically, where they've scored first. And that's the second most in the NHL. Only Boston is ahead of them. By the way, I'm excited that my prediction is finally going to come true, assuming that Pasternak doesn't get injured, because I said he was going to win the Rocket Richard before the season started. Prediction's looking pretty good. I wonder if he'll actually be in the MVP conversation. It's hard with the line that he plays on, but even so, with just how finally he's usurping Ovechkin to win the Rocket potentially, I think that should get him some votes. Ooh. Just sucks for like Draisaitl and McDavid because they're just going to cancel each other out. So they might not even finish top 3, even if Edmonton makes the playoffs. Yeah. So apparently I heard something interesting today, and I don't think any other NHL team does this right now. But the Sharks apparently are going to experiment with player-specific goal songs. So if Kane scores a goal, then let's say he wants his song to be "Rock You Like a Hurricane," and that's what would sound off. Whereas if Patrick Marleau scores a goal, then maybe it would be like "Smoke on the Water" or something like that. So that's actually kind of cool, especially for a team like the Sharks they don't have 1 or 2 goal scorers. You know, they don't have guys who are scoring 40 or 50. They got guys who are scoring more like, 22, 25. So you could hear a variety of these songs. So that makes things a little bit more interesting. The only problem is that, like, with goal songs, I think it would be cool. I like the idea of it. It's just that, like, usually goal songs, it's supposed to get, there's supposed to be a chant or something like that as part of it. And so if you have, fans at the game who don't really know what to chant to during that song, then I don't know. Wow, Jones actually made a glove save. That's kind of odd. Anyway, for the Sharks, I like that idea. I think that's good because honestly, their goal song, just, whatever that song is, straight out of like Jock Jams 98 or whatever. I mean, yeah, it's just too generic. So yeah, I think that's a nice decision, nice little change there. So we've gone. Wait, I almost spoke too soon. We've gone 3.5 minutes without giving up a goal. This is a revelation, but we're on our heels against Colorado. I don't think we even have a shot on goal yet, do we? At least not like a real one. Apparently, Joe Thornton took a big hit from Nikita Zadorov. I mean, that guy, that's a lot of beef hitting you. I wonder if the Avs are going to re-sign him, because I think he was only on a 1-year deal this year. Speaking of deals, Nicky Backstrom is going to be around for 5 more years with the Capitals. So he's not necessarily going to finish his career with the Caps, but nonetheless, he's going to come out pretty handsome from that. I know the cap's going to go up too, but he's going to be making about $9 million a year for the next 5 years. in his 30s. So that's still a really good deal for him, I think, for his camp, for sure. Yeah, Sharks are just not looking very sharp entering. Well, they're able to get into the Colorado zone, but I just have not seen any shots generated whatsoever. McKinnon just threw one on goal. I mean, it's almost like if he gets an open look like that, I don't care how far away from the net he is. I just have a feeling he's going to score. Yep, they're just throwing anything they can at Jones right now. They're just hoping, just get a body crossing in front of Jones without even having to really park there, and that could be a 2-0 lead. So, yeah. Anyway, we're at a commercial break at the moment, and if you're not watching the game, you're relying on me here. The Avs are up 1-0. And did my stream just quit on me? Oh, no, it didn't. We're good. Hey, girl. Cortana's a little bored right now because the Sharks aren't generating any offense, are they? Yeah. A good way to fill time here while we wait for the game to come back on is to look at other scores around the NHL. Hooray! NHL scores. Let's check them out. Okay, more games. Yep. Oh, wait, so no games would be over just yet. That's right. So with 4:30 left in the third period, the Leafs and the Flames are tied at 1 apiece. A few minutes into the third, the Bruins have a 3-1 lead on the Penguins. Over in Florida, the Panthers have a commanding 4-1 lead over the LA Kings with about 6 minutes left. Blue Jackets and Hurricanes, two teams battling for playoff contention there, tied at 2 apiece. Canadiens 3, Flyers 1 halfway through the third period there. In New York, I don't know which arena they're playing at, but the Rangers are up 2-1 over the Islanders. Capitals have a 4-2 lead over the Devils with about 12.5 remaining. At the end of 2 in Ottawa, it's the Sens 0 and the Knights under new head coach Peter DeBoer 2. Lightning and Wild are playing 1 apiece between them about halfway through the game. About halfway through the second in Nashville, it's the Predators 1, but the Ducks have 3. Bit of a surprise there. At the end of the first period in Dallas, it's the Sabres 1, the Stars 0. And then the only other game that has yet to kick off is the Coyotes and the Canucks. So I guess that's coming from Vancouver. Oh, my goodness. That right there should have been 2-0. Surprised that we actually made that defensive play to keep it out of the net. Wonder if Makar is going to win the Calder. I mean, can you think of any other rookies who have been to that level? Maybe Quinn. Isn't Quinn Hughes an all-star? Yeah. Oh, there's a turnover forced by San Jose. Can we actually get a cycle game going here? Well, there's Joe Thornton. Hunt it down, Joe. Move that 40-year-old body. Quinn Hughes, yeah. That's crazy, considering all the attention was on his brother for the most part. But then again, I mean, Vancouver collectively just superior. I didn't think it would necessarily come together quite as well as it is this year, but I figured they'd be pretty competitive. Wow. Yeah, Colorado threatening again here. At least the Sharks aren't surrendering any second chance opportunities just yet. Yeah, so right now, shots on goal, 6-2 in favor of Colorado. I didn't even know we had 2 shots on goal. I think that's because one just rolled to Grubauer and covered it up. Or Victor Olofsson. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, he pretty much came out of nowhere. Here's a break for Evander Kane. He shoots. Oh, he tries to shoot. Never mind. That was good defensive play. But Kane really didn't have a chance other than what he tried to generate there. There we go, boys. Come on. Make it work. Oh, come on, Hurdle. See, this is kind of the difference here. I know that Hurdle had his injury about a month or so ago. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be a breakaway for Rantanen. Oh, God. I don't even want to watch this. Huh. Jones got a piece of that. That didn't even look like it went on goal. So, yeah, one big difference here among probably a few. But, yeah, I mean, this time last year, Tomas Hurdle was carrying us to wins, I think. And he hasn't done that this year. And I think part of the reason why is because he hasn't been fully healthy. He's not as strong on the puck as I've seen him. Oh, almost a misdirect play. Good chance there for Timo Meier off a Barclay Goodrow backhander. Nifty play. That's probably the best. Yeah, that's clearly the best chance that the Sharks have gotten so far this first period. Nice save by Jones, keeping putting his glove up in time, getting a piece of that, stopping a breakaway. I'm wondering here, has anybody here ever? Oh, hey, who do we trade at the deadline? Yes, I will get into that shortly. Has anybody here ever tried like getting into a stream, but it's asking or it's saying that you can only join the stream if you are an actual YouTube channel? Because my girlfriend's having this problem where she can't actually join the live stream. Have you had any problems with that before? Let me know. Kelly, do you think Austin Matthews played? Or he would help the NHL expand popular Latino culture someday. Thank you. Well, I mean, that makes sense to me. With Matthews, it's interesting because he doesn't have a Latino sounding name, obviously, Austin Matthews. So you wouldn't necessarily know that he was Latino at first. But I mean, I'm sure that like the marketing department for whichever team he played with, and then that could obviously be, San Jose, LA, of course, not just Anaheim as well, but also Arizona would be a big one too. Even Colorado to a smaller extent, and Vegas, they have pretty good Latino populations there. Dallas, maybe not like San Antonio, but yeah, I think that those marketing departments would jump all over that for sure, especially since I know teams some of those teams have Hispanic Heritage Nights. So absolutely, there's a lot you could do with that. Matthews is a pretty personable fellow. He's very conversational. He's very, I think he's pretty confident in himself, or at least he comes off like that. And so I think he would, be pretty comfortable with, engaging with Latino communities. Sure. So yeah, that's kind of my impression there. And I would hope that someday he'd want to come back and play in the West. Because yeah, I mean, it's a big transition. Then again, he played in Switzerland, but it's still quite the transition to be playing at a professional level, where he came from, or from the Western United States. Great question. So yeah, who are we going to trade at the deadline? Okay. Need a drink for this. So, whom do we trade? Let's say the Sharks continue their struggles as a team. Couture is out. Goaltending still suspect, even though Aaron Dell's doing great. Depth scoring is looking like crap. Fine. We're selling. This is not our year. Look at that turnover by Burns. I mean, that basically sums our year up right there. So yeah, Brendan Dillon is the biggest asset for us to trade. His contract expires at the end of the season. He's a very durable player who's been, playing very healthy and plays physically, and is a good shutdown defenseman. He would be a fantastic third pairing, and he can play a second pairing too. Dillon's number one. It sucks too because he's such a likable person too. Oh boy, wait! I gotta pause because I think Colorado's going to score. Yeah, number one. Dell is. I would think number two. It sucks because we don't have anybody we can call up. Maybe there's a way we can get a goaltender. I don't know what Casey DeSmith is doing, but there has to be a goaltender like him or Louis Domingue or somebody. Even if they suck, the Sharks could trade Dell. Oh, that went off the side of the net. Trey Jones. I mean, that would be obvious, but no one is going to take Jones for his contract. Jones has, I think, 4 more years left at just under $6 million, I want to say. So his contract is really bad. Oh, wow. That was an interesting play by Calvert. So Jones, I think, could be a candidate for a buyout because the Sharks need to free up cap, and he's not worth half of that, unfortunately. Although in the playoffs, Martin Jones is pretty good. So, yeah. And I mean, like, it's interesting because when people ask me who my favorite player is on the Sharks, I'm like, my favorite player is always the goaltender. Especially when he's putting it together. Even Antti Niemi, Vesa Toskala, and Martin Jones. It's like I just want that next of getting Nabokov to come in. And Nabokov was, he had his flaws, he had his inconsistencies, and basically every single good goaltender does. And the Sharks are going to get called for tripping here. Pickles is going in the box for just the second time this season. Lehner, yes. Oh, take Crawford. I don't know what your cap situation is, but the Sharks, I think, could get away with buying Jones out and getting Robin Lehner, and then hopefully picking somebody else up, even if he sucks. I would love to have Lehner, but yeah, I mean, I hope that wherever he goes, though, he goes where he wants to go and, signs the kind of contract that, that he wants. Anyway, Corey Crawford, man, that's sad, because I'm sure a lot of fans over there would say that he's been kind of overshadowed by guys like Quick and Carey Price and whatnot. Even though he's been a very good goaltender throughout his whole career. Holpe or Samsonov. Samsonov has the better numbers this year. Holpe's going to be a free agent, and I think that oh my God, McKinnon, so much speed. I'm just waiting for Colorado to score here. Sorry, guys. Holpe is not trade bait, though, because he's he was really good during the Cup run. Samsonov's not that experienced, so Washington needs to have Holpe available for the playoffs. But yeah, I don't think they're going to sign him. Holpe's going to command at least $7.5, if not $8 million. Look at Vasilevsky; he makes $9. In the offseason, I don't think we have the cap to sign Holpe. We got to hope. We got to get a crappy goaltender and have Nabokov work with him, or we have to get lucky. This idea of Kornash or Koshanash, or I wish I knew how to pronounce Czech very well. He's been crappy this year for the most part. This Andrew Shortridge is another guy who's a possibility. But yeah, in terms of goaltending for the Sharks, it's got to change. It could be for the worst, at least immediately. But yeah, it's a big issue. But Dell could give us another draft pick. And what do we need? We need decent decent depth. We don't have that many players who could be traded. Dillon, Dell, LeBanc. Those are, LeBanc, he's a free agent at the end of this year. And he's just been so inconsistent that it's almost worth not holding on to him. Although we are so razor thin at right wing and having a right shot. Just the thing is that LeBanc is not a top line player. He's a second line player on some nights. All right, well, the Sharks are going to get off without allowing a penalty or a power play goal, excuse me. So yeah, that's my thought when it comes to the Sharks at the deadline. I would love to see them stockpile some draft picks because they only have a second rounder and a fifth rounder going into this year. So that's crazy. By the way, if anybody's recently joined the stream, thank you for coming in to hang out with us. Even if you can't make the whole stream, that's okay. I'm trying to do this every week, even though the Sharks are having a pretty miserable season by their standards. And hopefully we can see you in future streams. And the best way to find out about when I'm going live is to hit that big red subscribe button down below. We're almost at 400 subscribers. So it'd be fantastic to have some new viewers on the channel. I'm also putting out mostly weekly content covering hockey history and hockey culture, jersey unboxings, history videos. Here we go, Marlowe. Oh, the pass couldn't connect. Damn it. That would have been a very rare Marlowe to Thornton opportunity. If I propose to my girlfriend, can you go to my wedding? That way I can go to a wedding and a Sharks game. 2-1. Never been to Cali. Oh. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Snoogent Hopkins. That's what your nickname is now. Even though it's Snudge. I'm calling you Snooge. Snooge dog. Hey. Life's pretty fun in the basement, huh? Yeah, we're in the cellar pretty much. If you're in the basement, we're in the cellar. And the Arizona Coyotes are in the attic. Well, the only thing is that my girlfriend doesn't like cold weather, so she would probably save me by not making us get married during hockey season. She would say, no, I want to get married in summer, or I want to get married in September. Well, I guess that's still summer for the most part. Yeah. So technically, if I get married, it's probably not going to happen during the season. But if you ever come out for a game, let me know. We'll go have a beer or something like that. Yep, we're all in the basement. Buy out Jones, pay someone to take his contract. Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, what the Sharks could do is, let's say Jones has a good handful of starters. Let's say somebody has some cap to burn, like Colorado or Ottawa, or I don't know. And let's say, okay, they say, well, we'll take Jones. You have to pay 40% of his salary, or you have to pay 30% of his salary. There's a possibility that could happen if you get the right person out there. Plus, then the Sharks could also deal away a prospect or something like that. And the Sharks at the trade deadline, even though they don't have that many Sharks players, they could still bundle Brendan Dillon or Kevin LeBanc or somebody with an Alex True, with a Joachim Blichfeld, a prospect like that. Now, the Sharks don't have any blue chip prospects unless you want to count Ryan Merkley. They've auditioned a few people at the NHL level. Nobody's shown any promise other than Ferraro. Ferraro is an NHL player. I don't doubt that one bit. Yep, we're all just hanging out in the basement. 3 minutes left in the first period here. And still a 1-0 game. So at least the Sharks have cleaned things up defensively for the most part. But offensively, they are getting just no zone time whatsoever. I don't even think we have 5 shots on goal, honestly. Erik Karlsson for our first-round pick. Right? I mean, considering Ottawa's almost playing better than we are, they might as well just take him back. It sucks. I mean, of course, I want Karlsson to pan out and for him to feel like, he can play to the same level he did in Ottawa. But yeah, Erik Karlsson isn't, he's not the one problem. Martin Jones is not the one problem. There's more to it. Yeah. Kind of a weird season, you know? I mean, the thing for the Sharks and as fans, you know, we're fortunate. We're spoiled. They've been a competitive team the last 15 years. You know, they've only missed the playoffs now. This would be twice in the last 15 years. Oh, okay. Oh, my friend just told me that we're going to go see Reverend Horton Heat next weekend. That sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know if anybody listens to them in San Francisco. That's where the show is. This whole year is just not working out. Yeah, I mean, it's just a broken year. You know, a fresh start next year might be helpful. Of course, you know, I want to see Jumbo and Patty win a cup, but, you know, they've been playing fine for us. Joe took a long time to get it going. But, you know, we can't just save roster spots for them if we don't know if we're going to be competitive anymore. That's a great point. I don't think that's crazy, actually. You know, SAP Center, the Shark Tank has been around for 27 years or so. I think it opened in 93, right? Oh my. Well, Jones looks a lot better. Either that or we're just getting some of the bounces our way in that sense. All right. Thanks, hockey fan. You too. Go Sharks. To the bitter end, my friend. To the bitter end. But yeah, I don't think it's preposterous for the Sharks to potentially move. Granted, they would have to secure some partnerships in the Bay Area, or excuse me, in San Francisco. You know, Salesforce or Chase, you know, as a sponsor. They would have to have some big sponsors up there because they would need to sell the luxury boxes. But I think that's certainly realistic, right? You know, Levi's is located in San Francisco, but Levi's Stadium is all the way near San Jose. So that's a possibility. I don't want to see the Sharks move to San Francisco at all. That could help grow their fan base, though, since, well, yeah, now you got the Warriors there, and they suck. And they were such a bad franchise mostly before their championship runs earlier in this past decade. That's going to be a goal. Nope. Nice block shot. Who was that laying out? Hurdle. Way to go, buddy. Oh, sorry, girl. I know I haven't given you any goodies yet because we haven't scored any goals. It's so disappointing. It is. I know you're so bored. So yeah, I think it's realistic. You know, it will probably take a few years of declining sales for the Sharks, and that's going to happen with the way things are right now. And oh my goodness, I don't even think Jones saw that. Wow, that's a nail biter. He scores with, or not a nail biter. I'd bite my hand off after that. Scores with 2.8 seconds left, right off the face-off. Wow. Oh my goodness. What a shot. Wow. Beautiful. That was almost basically bar down. I'm stunned, man. Sharks gave one up in the first minute, and they gave one up with 3 seconds left in the game. That is killer. What do you do heading into the locker room? I don't. Of course, yeah. Dude, you're not asking me too many questions now. We don't have a ton of viewers in here right now anyway, so you know, make the most of it. I mean, granted, if things go super quiet and this game is a total drag, then you know it's not much of it's too much of an effort to try to keep finding things to talk about when when we just a couple of us, you know, it's not like we're going to be talking our ears off necessarily. So I don't know, maybe with the way this is going, I might end the stream earlier, but wow, that's the end of the first. boy, I'm not feeling good. Granted, I mean, I knew that this season was it's just really in the dumps for us. But I was hoping that we could win these next 2 games going into the All-Star break, because I've seen better things from this. There we go. I'm just messaging a friend there. Yeah, at least it's Thursday night. So tomorrow is a work from home day for me, fortunately. So if I want to let loose a little bit, we can certainly make that happen. There we go. So, yep, intermission. And I'll be shortly reading out the scores, and we can see who scored goals, so that'll be fun. Ooh, pardon. All right, might as well do it now. So let's get some updated scores here. Okay, Penguins still trail by 2 to the Bruins with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the period. Goals from Crosby. So Crosby has scored, I think, in back-to-back games since he came back, so good for him. Also for Pittsburgh, who has the other? Oh, no, he has the lone goal, excuse me. And let's take a look at Boston. So goals from Bergeron, Corrali, and I believe Per Lindholm. Yaro Halak, 23 saves on 24 shots. What would I want to change it to? Oh, well, the skate out to Seek and Destroy. Why can't the goal song be Seek and Destroy? Just during the chorus of the song. That's what I think is a low-hanging fruit. Or they could choose another Metallica song. Metallica being, in a sense, a Bay Area band. So yeah, I would choose that, or that's another good one for Hit the Lights would be a great one. Same album too, which is great. Yeah, not Enter Sandman. That'd be silly. Heard enough of that song. Hey, I wish I had the excuse of eating dinner right now, because right now we are looking like poop. By the way, speaking of poop, great segue, right? Did anybody watch Post to Post, or More Post to Post? It was on More Post to Post. Neil made that video ranking the mascots. Just go to that video right now. You close out of the stream, that's fine. No, go to that video right now and hear what he has to say about Iceberg for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I laughed so damn hard when he was talking about that. That was so funny. Baby Shark would be a good song. Yeah. I mean, I think people would probably get tired of that quickly, but at least while people still chant that, I guess. But yeah, I think that if you're gonna do a goal song, the ideal thing is pick something that has some sort of a chant baked into it. But well, then again, it's very rare that a team like the Dallas Stars could actually have Pantera come in, because Pantera's really not anymore. But it's not like you could rely on somebody else to record a goal song specific for your team. I mean, that'd be cool, but who else? Who are you gonna get for that, right? So yeah, you got to pick something out there, but it's got to be something that people can chant along to, or can clap their hands to, or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy the simple things in life. A glass of whiskey, a dog to pet, and some Metallica to headbang to. So, yeah. Yeah, yeah. There's like this one moment where I paused in that video because Neil's like looking off camera like this, like a deer in the headlights. Maybe the funniest face he's ever made. Maybe the funniest face that any hockey YouTuber has ever made. So yeah, that was a fun video. Although I got a bone to pick though. Yeah, he gave your Tommy Hawk. I think Tommy was what, number 4, I want to say. Neil's a Sharks fan. He put Sharky at 17. 17? That's it? There are 16 mascots that are better than SJ Sharky? A little disappointed in you, Neil. I mean, you put Chance? You put Chance ahead of Sharky? No. Sharky used to toboggan down the stairs at games when I was a kid. That's what he or she, I'm not sure who the performer was, would do. I literally remember when I was probably about 8 years old, 9 years old, Sharky is at the top of, probably a section in the lower bowl and has something to slide on and literally tries to toboggan down the stairs. Makes it past maybe 2 rows of seats, and bails and rolls down the stairs. Composes himself and immediately jumps on the glass. So I don't know how he would do it, but Sharky used to be able to get onto the glass and stand on top of it and cheer. Now that deserves a higher spot in the rankings. He's got Wild Wing up there. Wild Wing, even for a rival team. I respect that. And I'd like to hear some more cases as to why other mascots should be ahead of Gritty. Not to say that Gritty is not a great mascot, because he is, clearly. But the thing is that 10 years from now, are we really going to say that Gritty is by far and away the best mascot in hockey? I don't think so. I think other mascots are going to be stepping their game up, frankly. Tommy Hawk is the only NHL mascot in the Hall of Fame? That's wicked cool. And I will credit Neil because he did recall when Tommy stood his ground and wrestled that drunk fan to the ground. That was awesome. That gets major respect. Not to mention, he did take a beating from Nordy, which was pretty unfortunate. He didn't have it coming. He was just trying to be a good mascot buddy. And he took a beating, and he didn't quit. So that's a good friend right there. Tommy's a good friend. So yeah, I guess that he certainly does warrant a higher ranking on that list. Yeah, I'm trying to think of who else is up there. Harvey the Hound's got to get a high ranking, I think, because Harvey is among the very first mascots in NHL and has even gone as far around the world as Japan. So that's pretty wicked cool. That I think that Sabretooth needs to get some love because Sabretooth was around in the 80s, so he's one of the very first NHL mascots. And not only did he once change his colors entirely, but he actually did that twice. So that gets some respect. I mean, to go to that extent for your team. I've got a Sharks tattoo. I've got a little tattoo right up here. So basically, what Sabretooth did was he said, all right, we're going to change our colors. Very well. Go ahead and tattoo all over me. We're going to be red and black from now on. Very well. So then the Sabres go back to their blue and gold or navy and gold or whatever. And Sabretooth is like, all right, well, guess what, fools? I'm going to do this right now. So, yeah, Sabretooth definitely gets some respect. He doesn't take shit. Oh, it was a Jets fan. Okay. That's right. respect. I don't care. Even if it was a Sharks fan, if you did that to a Sharks fan, I would still tip the cap and say, good on you, man. So, absolutely. Yeah. Let's see. Who else would kind of be among my favorite mascots? Thunderbug was an interesting one. Because one of Thunderbug's performers about, 5 years ago or so, apparently was fired because he or she was spraying silly string at a Boston Bruins fan. Now, if Thunderbug did that to Brad Marchand, then that would be like number one in my mascot rankings right there. Number one. Yeah. Trying to think of anybody else who stands out particularly to me. And Al the Octopus is technically a mascot, but like, come on. Come on, Red Wings. Your franchise is in the dumps right now. You got Little Caesars, which is fantastic. But for God's sake, do something that we've never seen before. Have two people in a costume together as Al the Octopus. How amazing would that be? I think that needs to happen. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to quit my job, and I'm going to go out there right now and make a costume for that. Oh, wait. But that's in Detroit. I don't want to go to Detroit. Screw that. Yeah, and Al's no longer in the stadium. Okay, yeah. That's true. So if he's not at the games, then he's not a mascot. That's a great point. Great point. Well, shoot. I forgot this game is 2-0. What an ugly game. By the way, the Bruins added an empty net goal, so they won. Great. Bruins win again. Great. Peter DeBoer and the Golden Knights, which is the weirdest thing to say, are 3 minutes away from a victory. They're up 4-2 over the Senators. Goals on the Vegas side: Stastny, Stone, Ryan Reeves, and Chandler Stevenson, who's been playing, I think, fairly well for them recently, or at least has been productive. Ottawa goals from, Connor Brown? I'm sorry, I don't know Ottawa's roster too well. And Nemesnikov. Okay, the Stars have evened things up at 1 apiece with the Buffalo Sabres. That game about halfway through overall. Jimmy Vesey for the Blue and Gold. Jamie Benn for the Stars. Let's see here, more games. A final in Florida. The Kings battled back, but could not escape the Panthers with a win. Florida moves to 25-16-5 on the season under Coach Quenneville. I didn't know they were doing that well. I knew they were doing well, but that's great to see. I'm happy for the Panthers. They're such a fun team to watch. In the losing effort, Anze Kopitar, Alex Iafallo, and Adrian Kempe net goals for the Kings. On the Florida side, Brian Boyle, the criminally overshadowed and underrated Yevgeny Dadonov, Mike Matheson, and Frankie Vatrano. How many goals does Vatrano have this year anyway? I'm curious to know, because it was either this year or last year where he had like 20 goals plus. Yeah. Yeah, I think last year he had a pretty good season. Not as productive this year. Excuse me. I need to navigate back. So yeah, Florida gets another win there against the Kings. Pretty much everybody can do that these days. Sorry, Snooge. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, that's the thing, though. It's like Florida can outscore their mistakes defensively. And the Sharks were doing that last year, too. The only difference is Florida can actually be a contender if they get, Bobrovsky, But he hasn't put that together this year. And Montembeault, I don't think his numbers are that good either, are they? Wow. Columbus, what a great season that they're having considering, all the players that they missed. 24-16-8 is their record. And they beat the Hurricanes tonight 3-2. On the Carolina side, Martin Necas, Jordan Stahl with goals for Carolina. Columbus got goals tonight from Cam Atkinson, welcome back, along with Bemstrom, I don't know who that is, and captain Nick Foligno. Good on the Jackets, man. All right. Montreal gets a must-needed win against Philadelphia, who's so enigmatic this year, but I'm cheering for them anyway, strangely enough. Goals for the Canadiens, Tatar, 2 from Ilya Kovalchuk. How about that? His second and third goals, I believe, as a Canadian. And Arturi Lehkonen. And on the Philly side in the losing effort, Farabee lights the lamp there. The Rangers get the best of the Islanders again with a 3-2 win. Look at the Rangers, 23-19-4. I mean, they're not out of it entirely. I commend them for that. Zibanejad, D'Angelo, and Kreider, captain trade bait, and Josh Bailey and Beauvillier in the losing effort for the Isle. All right. Another division matchup in the Metropolitan Division. We've got the Capitals with a 5-2 win over the Devils. The Capitals are 69 points at this mark in the season. Devils, Blake Coleman. I do like Blake Coleman, I will say. And Wayne Simmons, again, that guy's trade bait too. Oh, and on the Capitals side, Jakub Vrana, nice season he's having, right? Carl Hagelin, and guess what? A hat trick. Come on. Somebody had a hat trick tonight for Washington. Goddamn. Alex Ovechkin. What an awesome, just fantastic player to watch all these years. Okay. Oops. I got to see if there are any other scores to report on here. Wild with a 3-1 lead over the Lightning at the end of 2. That's impressive. And yeah, I know there. Vancouver and Arizona have yet to get underway here. Anyway, we're about to get underway here with the second period. I don't know if I even want to watch this at this point. Yeah. Of course. Excuse me. There's some dry air, so nose is getting a little rough in the nostrils here. Yeah. So DeBoer. No. Gallant called DeBoer a clown in the playoffs last year. No, I mean, I know that DeBoer will mouth off to the refs a little bit. I'm sure that plenty of other coaches do that. Tortorella, right? I don't know what it was exactly, but Gallant calls Peter DeBoer a clown to the media. And it's funny because you can, almost hurdle. You can find memes out there of Gerard Gallant as a clown, and it's pretty funny. And what's even better is that he was wearing a blue coat during those playoffs, and it's the same exact blue coat that the ushers at the Shark Tank wear. So there's some great memes out there already of Gallant in his blue coat. And it's like, oh, well, the good news is that Gerard Gallant has found a new job, and it's him as an usher at the Shark Tank, and that's hilarious. Ovi is now 10th all-time in goals, I would think, yeah? He's got, 686 or 689 now? That's insane. So he hasn't hit 35 years old yet, I don't think, and he'll be at 700? How could this guy not break Gretzky's record? When was the last time Ovi missed a game that wasn't because of an All-Star game suspension? I mean, look, Gretzky has, 60-something records? He can manage to lose one. I do hope to see Ovechkin do it. One of my best friends lives out in D.C. I don't know if he still will when Ovechkin's winding his career down. But I would love to, try to anticipate when Ovechkin's going to do that, actually break Gretzky's record, assuming it's in Washington, and just like go to that game. That'd be insane. I mean, do you think that anybody else in this crop of NHL players is going to flirt with, let's say, 650 or 700 goals? Oh, Milker almost. Oh, wow. He's only 2 points away from 1,000. Fantastic. And, he's, just to echo that again, of course, the best player of his generation, you can give the nod to Crosby, but Patrick Kane is not far behind whatsoever. But that's impressive. 1,000 points. And consider with Kane, he didn't play in a high-scoring era for a lot of this. He was up there among the points leaders. It's not like, today you can have a guy like Kucherov catch fire and score and have 120 points out there. I mean, when you think of him versus Modano, who else is up there? I know Roenick is, at least in terms of points and goals, is up there too. I mean, it's hard not to at least have Kane in the same breath as Modano. Kane's got 3 Stanley Cups and was more instrumental in those cup runs than Modano was for the Stars. I can't remember if he won one with, I don't think he won one with the Red Wings. So yeah, that's amazing, It's kind of weird to think that there isn't, somebody who's up there in the same breath as a Gretzky or a Lemieux or a Howe or whatever, but yeah. Yeah. And if you're correct, Nick, or I know you are correct, but I think didn't he run away with the Hart that year? At least he ran away with the Art Ross. Now I'll give the Sharks some credit. They're actually generating some shots early on when they enter the Colorado zone. So I'm hoping one of these pays off, and then they'll build off of that and make this a tight game from there. It's icing. Nope. Here's an interesting one. If I'm correct, I think Ryan Miller would be the greatest American goaltender of all time. That's somebody that when he retires, I don't think that enough of the NHL is going to really pay attention to that. God, Makar's got a BB of a shot. Yeah. Yeah, I think that more has to be said about Ryan Miller when he retires, considering he accomplished what he did Buffalo was competitive for some of the time there, certainly when he was in his prime. But yeah, I mean, his numbers, if you look at his numbers now, or not like playing right now, but when you look at his numbers today, when he played as a Sabre, I mean, it does speak to the era a little bit, but nonetheless, he had some great numbers. Yup. Hey, girl. You know what? I know that we're struggling in this game. I know, girl. I'm gonna have to give you a treat, though. Okay. Usually, I save them for the goals, but nonetheless, because you're being such a good girl, you get a treat. Okay. You stay right there. Yeah. My goodness. That goal by Makar to end the first period. That's such a backbreaker. I mean, the team has come out fairly well to start the period, but oh, you okay? 15-11 for Colorado in the faceoff circle. Of course, that's going to usually mean more offensive zone time. Oh, that's actually a pretty good save by Jones there. A little low glove save. Hey, girl. That shot coming off of Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, one of the few NHL players over the years who comes actually from France. So that's pretty cool. Oh, that's right. Yikes. Yeah, Miller was what? He was traded to the Blues because I guess Brian Elliott wasn't cutting it. Oh, hi. Look at this one right here. How's your dog doing, Nick? Okay, I forgot if you have multiple dogs. I know you have a Great Dane. Yeah, Miller was a deadline trade. Yeah, that's weird to think that he was on the Blues. Oh, man. It's funny because earlier this year. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I went to a friend's house. I was in Austin this time last week. And my friend has two dogs that are approximately each 15 years old. One of them, unfortunately, I mean, she's really on her last legs. But the other one, I mean, I saw his energy. I saw his youth. He could live, he could probably live for another 2 years or something. That's a long life for a dog. And then Cortana here has a birthday on Saturday, actually. She'll be 6 years old. Won't you, girl? Yeah. So I got a busy weekend ahead of me, but I got to make sure I at least give her a good couple of head scratches and belly rubs for her birthday. Maybe get her a new bone or something like that, or a new toy. You know what I need to do? I think this will attract more viewers. What I need to do in my live stream thumbnails is I need to include a picture of myself just to let them know that there will be somebody talking, but also include Cortana in the picture too. So it's going to be like hockey hangout with Nick and Cortana or something like that. Although people will be like, wait, wasn't Cortana like a Halo character? Oh, Kane and Belmar. Or Kane and Makar, excuse me. That could have gotten interesting. Huh. Seems like they might be letting some stuff go here, some extracurriculars. Oh, what's going on, girl? There we go. Order turnover. Cortana has been watching Burns and Carlson extensively because she's an expert when it comes to turning over. Oh, what you doing there? What you doing? What you doing? What a silly girl. You look like a little kangaroo with your ears sticking up like that. Wait. Here, I'll move the mic. There we go. Wait. Yeah, you can't really see. I'm just waiting for Colorado to score 3 more goals this period, frankly. Come on, Sharkies. Come on, do something. It's like me poking a dead frog. Run. Do something. Dun, 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 dun. That's funny. How long did it take roughly for your jerseys from Sportscape to ship? That took about a month. It might have taken, I'll say about a month, between a month and 5 weeks. So it's almost the same amount of time. It took a little while for the customization. Granted, I made the order on Black Friday, so maybe that had something to do with it. And they're probably a small operation. So, it took a while, but I thought the customization, what was that? The Timo Meyer jersey. I thought that was great. So it would have been great if they had sent me, because I had the Manitoba Moose jersey along with it. So if they had sent me the Moose jersey separately, and then the Timo Meyer jersey once that had been ready, that would have been great. Although I understand that they wanted to save on shipping costs that way. However, I guess maybe what I learned in that case is what you should just do is, if you want to order multiple jerseys, which I don't think you are, but I guess with them, you would order, in my case, the Manitoba the Moose jersey. You would order the Manitoba Moose jersey first and do a separate order for that. And yeah, you pay $2 for shipping. That's chump change. And then you can place your order for the custom jersey, which would come later on. And you'd only pay $2 for shipping there too. So that's not so bad. How cold is it where you are anyway, Nick? This is cold for where I live. Frankly, I think it's awesome. That's funny. How cold is it? Hey, Google, what's the weather like in Mountain View?
Currently in Mountain View, it's 45 and mostly cloudy. Tonight, it's predicted to be 45 and partly cloudy.
Oh, only 45? Oh, come on, guys. You can do better than that. Anyway, a cold day this time of year, like a cold morning, will be like 35. It's dropped down to all right, you're at 23. That's wicked cold. That 23. There are no, that doesn't happen here. It's gotten that cold in terms of record temperature, but the coldest it'll ever get in a year is usually at about 30, maybe. But this is not a cold year. 7 as the low tomorrow, yeah. And that's even before any wind, right? So it's pretty chilly. Oh, well, I'd rather have to put on layers than take them off. Then again, I don't like the idea of having to shovel snow all the damn time. So this game, about 8 minutes gone by in the second period. We're still down 2-0, but this is a competitive period between the two teams. This is what I wish the Sharks had played like when the game started. Yeah. Well, I like snow. I like being around snow. When it snows, it's fun. I don't know what I don't know what it's like to be in that though for 3 or 4 months out of the year. It's too funny. Gotta get some other folks here in this chat. Maybe I should make a bigger deal when I put out a video or something. Yeah. Whoa, Jesper Kotkaniemi got in a fight tonight? That's crazy. Damn. He did not shy from throwing some bombs out there. Wait, I'm supposed to watch the damn game. What am I doing? Yeah. It's been a little while since we really generated a chance, though. Oh my god. Okay, okay. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I just want to turn the game off after this point. That's absurd. Wow. Nick, did you see this? I've never seen that happen twice in a game. Where the team scores. That's crazy, man. The Avs have scored twice right off the faceoff. Once with McCarr, and now with Graves. Ryan Graves, I don't even know who he is. I mean, great shot, no doubt. But still, this is getting ugly, though. And now my girlfriend says that I should quit my stream right now so I can bring my Nintendo 64 and play it on a flat screen TV. It's going to look like ass so that we can play Yoshi's Story. Oh, that's too fun. Oh, thanks, Nick. I appreciate you sending a tweet out there. That's nice of you. Boop. Get a heart. Ryan Graves is Adam Graves' son. Okay, makes sense. Adam Graves actually played for the Sharks at one point. How funny would that be if, let's say, your last name is Graves and you work in like accounting, all right? And you have a client who, let's say that she's, helping file, or she's, doing her taxes or whatever. And her husband says, "Hey, honey, where are you going?" And she's like, "Well, I got to take this to my Graves." Hey. Sorry, I'm trying to find ways to stay entertained here. The only ways I can do that are this one right here, chatting with you guys, drinking whiskey. This is not entertaining. This is effing terrible. And yeah, making crappy jokes. Sorry, guys. Sorry to disappoint. But, unless we get some sort of spike in viewership or something like that, we'll probably call it quits at the end of the second period. And besides, I mean, think of it this way. That will just, make it more special the next time I do another live stream like this. Speaking of which, when would be the next time that I should go live? I would think, because next week's the All-Star break. So that's kind of tough, because why would I live stream? Oh, huh. That's interesting. I don't remember him being like that common of a jersey. I've seen it before, definitely, but like normally people would have No, Owen Nolan would be a big one. Even before Marlowe, Owen Nolan was big. You know, he was the captain. I do love me some Owen Nolan. Don't do that. Let's see. So yeah, I could go live maybe on Wednesday the 29th. Yeah, probably Wednesday the 29th when we play the Canucks. Oh my god. That's such a cute kitty. What a silly kitty. Girlfriend's cat. So, collecting all 30 teams for CCMs and co-hosts. That's an interesting way to approach it. I never thought about collecting like that, where it's like I need 30 of a certain manufacturer. Speaking of which, I haven't bought a jersey since like early December. Going through jersey withdrawals. I just haven't seen that one jersey out there where it's like, I gotta have this. And we're taking another penalty. No. Colorado's taking a penalty. Excuse me. They don't have a good PK, so our power play's been playing better as of late. So it could get interesting. How about we get something going in our favor for a change, huh? I mean, and it sucks because it's like I could say, hey, we suck. Let's tank. Let's do it. But that doesn't help us because we don't have our first round draft pick. Oh my god. However, we could still get a good second round pick, I guess. Oh no, my stream is quitting out. Oh no, it's timing out. It's timing out. Hold on now. There we go. Come on. There we go. All right, power play time. Dun-it. 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 Wait, why am I doing that in a Colorado jersey? That doesn't seem right. Ah, get away. You're a Matt Duchene jersey anyway. Who cares? Oops. Well, at least we haven't given up a goal from this. Man, how does a team with Brent Burns and Erik Karlsson not even come close to the playoffs? Pretty upsetting, eh? Ah, there. Got to rally. Got to put the rally cap on. Oh, wait, no, we are giving up a shorthanded chance. I can't effing believe this. I need to chase my sorrows. Because hanging out with you fine folks just isn't enough. It is now 4-0. 4-0, and down the hatch it goes. Ooh. I mean, that's good sipping whiskey, but woo! Oh my. I don't believe this. Yeah, Shorty. Wow. This is now just a flat out embarrassment. That, my friends, is the shark season right there. So, anyway, we got 7 minutes left. I'll crack some more bad jokes. Man, Cortana, you should become an Avalanche fan instead. Because in that way, you get a lot more goal treats. Yeah, you would. Just effing embarrassing. And I mean, self-medicating, yes. Yep. I'm up to a triple dose, basically. That's all I need for tonight, though. I'll feel medicated once I turn this game off. I'm sorry. But this is just so lousy, and we have very little in the way of young talent in this game. Why would I watch this? What's the upside? Granted, I love my team, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather, quit out now so that I feel a little bit more compelled to watch them the next time they're on, because I'll be over it faster. How embarrassing. Like, I said this after Makar scored to end the first period. I said, what happens when you go into the dressing room right now? Not to mention, I'm sure they're not keeping score of the Vegas game, but they already know, or they could already know, that Gerard Gallant, former San Jose Sharks head coach Pete DeBoer, put on the enemy's uniform, or put on the enemy's logo or whatever, went to the place where you were twice embarrassed by Erik Karlsson's former team, and got a 4-2 win. That's awful, man. Go Avs. Hey, Ash. Oh, wait. I believe you're the one who won the McKinnon jersey, if I'm correct. My God, you guys are just sticking it to us. This is embarrassing. But, as I've said before, here, let me at least put the Avs jersey out here. There we go. Here, let's make this a little bit more presentable. Oh, wait. I just threw it off. It's even inside out. Sorry. Yeah, the season is over for us. I've been through it before. I've been through worse disappointments, believe me. I would say Colorado's up there. In terms of Western teams that are competing for a playoff spot, they're probably my favorite, actually. There we go. And yeah. Colorado, like I said, it's the coolest city that is closest east for us. So it's kind of like, is there anybody around me that I would cheer for? I'm not going to cheer for Vegas or for LA or for Anaheim, and Anaheim and LA aren't even in it. Arizona is the other team I would like to do well. So I'll cheer for Arizona and Colorado. What's up, Cortana? Oh, you think you're getting a gold treat, huh? Fine. Because I know right now you're feeling the same misery that I am. Just a little treat would make all the difference, wouldn't it? Why don't you come over here and shake and bake? There you go. Shake and bake. Come up. Yep. Can I get a kiss? Oh, come on. That doesn't count. Kisses. When you get. No, go. Kisses. No, don't. There you go. Good girl. That works. Okay. Yeah, you have not been a fan of Colleton since he came in. I know that. Man, so freaking embarrassing. You ever watch Letterkenny? It's fucking embarrassing. That's what it feels like right now. Oh, come on, Jones. Don't you want to give up a fifth goal? Granted, look, I feel bad for Jones. He's basically had to face two breakaways. Actually, he has stopped one, but he's had to face two breakaways and two great shots right off the face-off. That's a shitty way to get back into the flow of things for somebody who's basically been replaced. I feel for this guy. Oh, thanks. Yeah, she's my best friend. This is Cortana. Hey, Cortana, why don't you come up here? Here, star of the show. Come on. Shake and bake. Don't knock the cords over. Good girl. Come over. Come on. There you go. There she is. Yep. Anyway, Great night for you to be wearing your Avs jersey, that's for sure. Game last Thursday, the PA announcer announced starting lineup and coaches. Everyone boost. Oh, no way. Wow. So you're not the only one. My goodness. Don't give the guy more than 2 seasons and give him the yank, huh? That's intense. I mean, in terms of the Sharks here, we've got Bob Boughner as our interim coach. He's been a head coach one time with Florida for 2 years. They disappointed. They were underwhelming. Granted, in this game, this 4-0 defeat comes with, Colorado basically scoring 2 right off the face-off. I don't really know how you stop that. And the breakaways, I mean, God, that's a problem with the players. I don't think that's something that you can coach around because now I've seen this team fail in 2 consecutive years with surrendering so many of those. So, and that's the thing. It's like I figured we got Logan Couture. I think that he's a great successor to Pavelski, but and I'm not saying we need to replace our captain or anything like that. That'd be stupid to say that. But yeah, I mean, and I wonder this. I've thought about doing this as a video. Let's look at the championship record of sports teams, professional sports, not just hockey. Let's look at baseball, basketball, and football. And let's compare teams in traditional sports markets with teams in the Sun Belt. Because my theory is that teams that are located in the Sun Belt have a lower success rate of winning championships. It's an interesting point. You think about Arizona. I'm not going to count Vegas because they've only been in the league for their 3rd season. But like you look at, that was almost goal number 5. Come on, guys. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, she stopped at nothing. Anyway, you look at Anaheim, LA, and the Sharks. Okay, 3 teams that have been in the NHL collectively for over 100 years and have 3 Stanley Cups. That's not terrible, actually. That's not so bad. And you look at the Lakers, of course, and the 49ers, fantastic franchises there. But I really wish I could come up with a formula for this because, I mean, maybe I'm just blowing smoke, but I look at football, right? The Chargers, the LA Rams. I know they won a championship in St. Louis. That wouldn't count for this. Well, the Raiders actually won 3 Super Bowls, so they kind of count. They matter. They've made an impact. But like I look at Tennessee, right? Yeah, they've come close, but Tennessee sports have never won a championship. I look at Florida. The Miami Heat have won a championship, and they've won 2 with LeBron. Other than that, but the Dolphins have what? 1 Super Bowl. The Marlins have 2 World Series. So maybe my point is totally just from a position of just absurdity. But I almost want to say that being in a Sun Belt state just relaxes players, relaxes the locker room to where they don't feel that intensity. They don't feel that grit. I don't know. I would like to explore that at some point, but I need to really rethink how I decide to determine this. Anyway, guys, we've got 1:15 left, and then at second intermission, I mean, I appreciate you all sticking around, of course, but I am going to cut things off so that, it's like I don't need to be doing this anymore. I mean, what the heck else am I going to talk about in terms of, the product on the ice here? What's happening here is like the Avs are having a fantastic game. Not getting up any second chance points. Pretty tight on the Sharks in their own zone, so that's helpful. And they're shooting. That's what they're doing. They're just going out there and they're basically doing drills. That's what it is essentially. Makar and Rontanen and McKinnon, of course. Oh, hey girl, you've been so good. You get one more treat. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I was in a better spirit to keep things going here, but with just a couple of people hanging out here, it's probably good just to wrap things up. And again, as I mentioned before, I think the next time I could go live is, hold on a second. Oh, I think I said January 30th. Correction, January 29th against the Canucks. That would be fun. Maybe we can get some Canucks fans to join. Also, before I conclude things, I'm hoping to have a really cool announcement. Actually, two really cool announcements, but one that nobody really knows about. Within, I think, the next 2 weeks, I'd like to make that on the channel. And hopefully a lot of Sharks fans would be tuning in for something like that. So number one. Number two, I'm sure that some of you have recognized if you follow me on Instagram at Twisted Wrister Hockey. But I'm in the process, or as I say in Canada, probably more correctly, the process of working on a Twisted Wrister Hockey logo. I've been working a lot in my sketchbook, and now I'm working on taking some of those sketches and just very crudely illustrating them digitally so that I can circulate them to viewers like you, give some feedback on them in terms of what you kind of like. Yeah, you might like logo number 2, but you might like iteration number 6. Wow, 6 iterations would be a lot. But I have 3, if not 4, really good concepts that I want to digitally illustrate and then get a sense of what the community is feeling. And then based off of that, I want to probably work with a professional designer. I've done some graphic work myself, but I'm not an expert. 29th, I will be a little late because getting out of class. Of course. Understandable, man. And besides, it's going to be 9 o'clock for you, 9:30 actually. So don't feel obliged or obligated to join. Happy to have you here nonetheless, considering you're like easily among the absolute most wonderful people to have joining me for a live stream like this. But yeah. So basically, once we get this Twisted Wrister logo out, and so far I really like the prospects of things, then I'll start branding the channel a little bit better and making some merchandise too. So I would be thrilled to have something like that. Absolutely. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it here. I hate to say it. At the end of 2, Colorado all over the Sharks, 4-0. 2 goals off of face-offs and 2 breakaways. And I know Martin Jones should probably rise to the occasion and stop 1 or 2 of those, but no goaltender is going to be able to save all 4 of those. Let's be honest. It's been a terrible road trip already for the Sharks. The Arizona game wasn't terrible, or wasn't that bad, but again, it's they were just shooting themselves in the foot, and it's frustrating to see that, especially with this veteran group. Yeah, I mean, let me know if you need bouncing ideas off of me. I mean, use the four stars in the Chicago flag. I mean, that'll be fun. Use the feathers. There are probably just so many directions you could take this in, just given the the history of the Blackhawks branding itself. So there you go. Anyway, everybody, that's going to do it. If you're joining after this game has been broadcast and you're just watching on my channel, feel free to hit the big red subscribe button down below. I'm putting out weekly content along with hockey hangouts like this one right here. Look for upcoming videos, possibly looking at head coaching prospects for the Sharks going into the 2020-2021 season. My goodness. Along with some other fun history and culture related topics in hockey. All right, my friends, if you enjoyed this, give it a big thumbs up if you haven't already. And I'll see you around soon. Thank you so much. And thank you, Cortana, for being such a good girl despite this terrible game. And I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much. All right. Thanks, Nick. Take care, dude.